Hey guys, I want to do a real quick video on the chronological order when you're having new construction done in your home, because you would not believe how many times I've seen this done wrong. It's common enough that a lot of us guys in the industry, so if you are doing some sort of new construction, a lot of us get it, right? You know, I've talked to other guys and they, I don't even, it's like an unspoken rule. We already know that this is the way it should be. This guy should come in before this guy and get their work done and so on. It's enough of an issue and it's important enough for me to do a quick video that if you're a homeowner acting as the general contractor, now I know there's certain states that this is not okay. Virginia's not one of them. So in Virginia, where we're located, the homeowner can act as the general contractor and subcontract out to different companies to get the work done. So they can subcontract out to someone to do the framing and someone to do the footers and someone to do the electrical and someone to do the heating and air and plumbing and all this stuff. They can subcontract all that out. I know that's not the case in all the states, but ultimately I want to do a real quick video because I have seen it done wrong enough times by homeowners acting as general contractors that they just simply don't know better, or they just don't care, right? They think they know better and they don't. And so I wanted to do this video just basically telling you that if you're doing that, so if you're going through this phase, and again, I'm not a builder, so you might hear from a builder that might say something a little differently, but as I understand it, just from a heating and air guy standpoint, you're going to have a rough end phase and a finish phase, and they may call it different things. And so what I mean by that is when you're doing the rough end, so you're starting to build this house or addition or whatever it is you're doing, and you put your footers in and you start to frame everything up, you get everything framed in, and then you start ready to install stuff. You know, you're getting the electrical and plumbing and heating and air, and you're starting to get everything kind of installed in the house. I think ultimately it's important for you to know as the homeowner that the chronological order that works best that I have seen, and again, people might disagree with me, but ultimately this is pretty true across the board. And that is, I would say in general, the electrician should probably be the last person to come through behind the heating and air, the plumbing, and the gas fitting. And so if you don't have gas in your home, don't worry about that. But if you're getting the plumbing and the heating and air installed, most of the builders that I have been around like for the plumbers to come in first. So they get everything framed in, the plumber comes in, gets their rough end done, then we come in and do the rough end for the heating and air, and then the electrician comes in. And you might say, well, why does this matter? If you're the homeowner and you're just, you're acting as the contractor and you just came across this video, you might say, well, why does this even matter? I think ultimately, from a realistic standpoint, it's easier for an electrician to kind of run their wire around something or, do what they need to do to get it in. And it's less easy or more hard for, say, the plumber to do that, or even the heating and air. There's only so many options sometimes to get our ductwork in. And so I've seen this done backwards. I remember I did a job a few years ago and we ended up parting ways. I ended up not finishing the job and so on. And that was because this guy, he claimed he had built tons of houses up in Northern Virginia, DC area, but he did everything backwards, and it was an absolute nightmare. The electricians were done by the time we came on site, and the gas fitter was actually the last guy to come in, and drywall was already starting to be installed. So half of the house, the drywall was done, and he had to come in and try to run his gas lines. And I'm not going to get into all the details, but ultimately what it boiled down to, and I told the guy this, and I probably shouldn't have, but I told him, I said, we don't have these issues with other builders. If you would have done things in the right order, we would not be having the issues that we're having. So ultimately, if you're the homeowner and you're acting as a general contractor, you're subbing everything out, if you don't know necessarily the best way to go about this, ask your guys, ask your subcontractors. I actually talked to a homeowner the other day, and that's what gave me the idea to do this video, is I was basically explaining what I'm explaining now to him, and he said, man, I'm so glad you said that, because I just talked to my electrician, and my electrician was looking out for everybody. He said, look, call me when all that other's done, because I don't want to get in their way. And so a lot of times they don't care, right? A lot of companies, they're just there to get their work done and get paid, and they don't really care whether the homeowner's doing it correctly or not, or looking out for everyone. And so just keep that in mind. If you're not a builder, and again, if you are a builder and you say, look, we don't do it that way, we do it this way or that way, I don't think that's a bad thing. You probably have your reasons. That's not the point here. But I think ultimately, if you don't know, or if you're not a builder and you're acting as the builder, you're subbing all this stuff out, you need to make sure you're doing this properly so that way you don't have headaches. Because that's what ends up ultimately happening is, you just have all these issues. You have the electrician's already got his work done and now I got to get mine, and it's just a nightmare, right? I thought it was important enough to do a quick video on that. I think it'll help you if you are doing your own house or addition, and I genuinely hope that it helps save you some headaches. And then finally, if you are in the market for a new heating and air system, if you're in the Middle Peninsula or Northern Neck of Virginia, give us a call, Griffin Air. We would love to earn your business. But if you're not in our coverage area, you're somewhere else in the country and you are in the market for a new heating and air system, before you spend thousands, check out my new website. It's called newhvacguide.com. I'll put a link to it down in the comments. And this website, I basically wrote a book, made it a guide, put it on this website, and instead of having a book that would be outdated within a year or two, I'm able to constantly add things on there if new things come out. And the other thing is I've even put information on there that people in our industry don't even want you to know. So I've got a whole page called no-nos and, just things to stay away from and so on. That being said, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.